The Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5.
From carrying each other to a natty to carrying each other on the air.
Flynn is back to throw for the end zone goal.
Live from the Raising Cane studio, it's Off the Bench.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 3 of OTB here live from the Raising Cane studio. Of course, our Tuesday shows brought to you by Community Steel. CommunitySteelCo.com is the website. Going to be joined now by our guy, Nick Underhill, Nuance.Football. He joins us every single Tuesday at 9 a.m. Nicholas, always a pleasure, sir. Hope you're doing well.
Doing great. How you guys doing?
Doing fantastic. You know, I was thinking this morning we're going to have you on. It's the last time before the NFL draft. But you know what? We made it an entire draft cycle talking with you, talking on the show, without having to plead with the Saints not to take a group of 6 player with a high relative athletic score, because I actually don't think it's going to happen. And you know what? I just realized it this morning, and damn, it feels good not to have that conversation with you.
Well, you know what? Like, I don't think those guys really exist the same way they used to, though.
That's true, too.
The portal, like you just don't, Trevor Penning transfers like that. That's not a thing anymore. Like Peyton Turner would have ended up probably in SEC school, and you aren't making that guess. Marcus Davenport, same thing. I mean, it's just like the hidden draft gem has kind of disappeared a little bit. I don't know that those guys are out there the same way that they used to be, and it kind of look. I mean, they're guessing. Like every team is guessing really in the draft, but I think it at least takes away some of that like projection and maybe cleans up the process a little bit. The miss rate's probably still going to be really high, but I don't think those exist anymore. And like it's changed scouting too. Like I think people scout better because like you don't have to go off to all these like little schools. Like the draft eligible players all kind of end up in like a certain place, and there's only one guy at Toledo now where there used to be 40 or 50 of those guys you had to go look at.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely changed.
Nick, I'm sure you are extremely excited about talking about who's on the team instead of, like, who could potentially be on the team after this weekend. But until we get to that point, we still have to speculate. Has anything changed since last week on how you think that first round's going to lay out and the picks leading up to that 8th?
Yeah, I don't think really anything crazy has changed. And yeah, I'm definitely excited for that because we're at the end of like the road where it's like, man, like how do I make, I'm not sure, interesting for another week.
What else can I say?
I'm not sure.
How can I speculate?
Yeah, but I think where it becomes interesting for the Saints and where things could change is just really Arizona's looking to move. Cleveland's looking to move. The Dallas is looking to move up. There's rumors about the Commanders maybe looking to move. If one of those teams moves, it can shake up that whole area right there where the Saints are at. Maybe the guy that they're thinking about isn't there, or someone that they don't think is going to be there is going to be there. Like all of a sudden now there's these like weird rumors about the Giants not wanting Sonny Styles. Well, I think if Sonny Styles is there at 8, he's probably the pick. So I think that's one thing that could be kind of interesting. But as far as things fall, like I kind of got my eye on Jordan Tyson and Caleb Downs. I think those are the 2 guys that I'm most focused on right now. I think Delane's in the mix too, and maybe Bain is like another option. But I think it's really those 2, maybe Delane, are probably where I'm most focused at right now. And Tyson's really interesting. I mean, I think the tape, as we've been saying, I think it speaks for itself. I think it's a very easy watch, and you could put that on any year and be like, yeah, this guy's talent is worthy of a top 10. It's just it's the health. It's such a major thing there. He had the pro day on Friday, didn't run a 40, which I don't like. Like I'd like to see that. Scouts told me like they probably think he's probably 4.5 somewhere in there in that range. ran 11 and a half routes, I was told. I don't know what the half route was, but, didn't quite get the 12.
Well, LSU ran a lot of half routes last year, so maybe that's where that's coming from. We have experience with that.
Well, there you go. Yeah. But yeah, look, I really like him. I like the player. I like the tape. I think the talent's obvious. It's just that health thing. They were 4th last year in preventing soft tissue injuries. I don't know what that actually means. I think a lot of that injury prevention, obviously it's science and planning and all that stuff, but I also think a lot of it is luck too. Like, I think you can just have an unlucky year. So putting too much weight into a small sample, I'm not sure that's super smart, but look, if you believe in your training staff, your the stuff Ted Rath is doing with planning out how you're, going through practices and preventing injuries, then believe in it and take them. If not, don't.
Nick, you brought up the Giants there for a second, so I want to focus on that just for a second. I think one of the most, the only thing that's really noteworthy that's come out in the last week has been the Giants trade with the Bengals to move up and get a second first rounder. So now they're picking 5 and 10 on this move. What do you think that move is all about? Because they're valuing 2 guys, or do you think that they might be trying to move out of either 5 or 10 and just trying to get some trade capital?
Well, what do you guys think of the trade for the Bengals?
We talked about it yesterday, and I think we actually ended up coming to after talking it out, that it was actually a pretty decent trade on both sides based on what each team's trying to do right now.
I feel the exact same way. And
at first we're like, what? But then, like, you talk it out.
Same process, man. But like you go on the internet and it's like someone has to be the smartest person or the dumbest person in the world. I think it makes sense. Like, you got Joe Burrow, he's 29, going to be 30. Like, your window's kind of right now. Really good player. Had a half sack last year. I don't love that, but they had him on the nose. I think you could get him in a little bit more dynamic position and you get that production back. I like it for them, and I like it for the Giants. Like, the Giants should be trying to get younger and go all in around Jackson Dart and see where that goes. For them, I think I was talking to somebody with ties to them last night. And I think they want the 2 players. And if I had to make a guess today, like, I think their ideal outcome will be to leave with the combination of Downs and Tyson. I just don't think Tyson gets to 8. So I don't know. I don't know how that comes together for them. But I do think they're going to sit and pick. Like, that would probably be my guess right now. Maybe you drop out of 10 if the guy you're targeting isn't there. Maybe you move back and you start looking at, like, maybe Sadiq or something like that. But I think they need to address both sides. But yeah, I like their position, man. I like where they're going. I like kind of everything the Giants have done this offseason. The coach. Yep. I think they probably should have made a change from the GM. I think it's a little bit of a weird configuration, but it feels like they have a definite direction and they're kind of all in around it. And yeah, I like where they're going. I think it's going to be interesting to see that too. Just like, over time, the Dart Chuck thing, both those guys succeed. They're going to be measuring points for each other forever. And yeah, I like what they're doing, man. You bring back Neighbors, you get another weapon in there. You get the running back going. I really think they got a good direction.
Nick, if there was a team that is going to be aggressive to get ahead of kind of the teams with the same needs, which I think the Commanders, I think the Saints, the Chiefs, the Bengals did, and now they made that pick, that trade, so they don't have that pick. But even like going back to the Dolphins, the Cowboys, like a lot of these teams have the same needs. There's going to be a team that feels like they're trying to get ahead of the Commanders at 7. What team do you think is going to be the most aggressive to do so? It feels like the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one that's been kind of out there the whole entire time. And they have the ammo to do it. I could absolutely see that being a move. I wonder if, like, the Jets try to get back in if, like, the cost isn't super high this year. They got all that ammo. Maybe you try to move something up and maybe the value of a top 10 pick this year. What was the year? Ireland went up to 3 to get the pass rusher when he was in Miami. And it was like the cheapest it's ever been. Was that 2011 or 2012 when they went up? But, like, it might be one of those years where it doesn't cost a ton to
Deion Jordan?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I think he went up to like 2 or 3. And was that I think that was 12. I think it was 2012. Chandler Jones draft, maybe. Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, it might be one of those years where it doesn't cost a ton. So, and I think a lot of teams are trying to move out of there too, just because of that. So it's very unpredictable right now. And I just think that order could shake up big time with what you think is going to be there at 8. But I think no matter what happens to the Saints ahead of them, I just think there's going to be that little cloud of like 4 players where I think you get one of the 4 and you feel pretty good about whatever direction it goes. It's weird though. Like there's a lot of different opinions on where people go. I was trying to get a gauge on like Ruben Bain last night, and someone was telling me they think he's going to go like 13, 14. And it's just like, other people think he's going to be a top 6, 7 pick. And that's a wide variance, for this draft. And it's just kind of where it's at. It's just
right.
A lot of guys that you feel okay about, but nobody that you really have to have. I think there's like 2 or 3 of them. And if Jordan Tyson was healthy, like he'd be in that mix too. Then this thing about McCoy comes out last night about him needing that like plug in his knee cartilage. Like that's insane too. Like, so now you're probably down to 1 cornerback in the first round. His 24 tape, man, like no disrespect to Delane. Like I think if you were just judging those guys off 24, or McCoy's 24 versus Delane's 25, like I think McCoy like is way better looking. Both very good players, but now he's out of there. So it's just kind of a draft where there's like one guy at every position where people value it, and then there's kind of nobody else. The Miami OT, some teams think he needs back surgery, so like maybe now Proctor's the only like pure OT that's kind of has a clean bill of health and everything. So it's just a very, very strange draft, where there's just like not a ton of value at those high value spots.
Yep.
Nick, we were talking about Garrett Nussmeier earlier, and I know that you are not focused on the college level as much, but obviously Garrett Nussmeier was injured, and they just realized based on the physicals at the combine and all the doctors' scans and everything that a lot of his oblique injury this past season was due to a cyst that was on his spine. Now, this information is just coming out, so it's got to be fairly new for NFL teams. Now, from an NFL perspective, from what you've seen, does that affect his draft position, draft stock in a positive, negative way? Is this something that you would need more answers on now that it's kind of just come out? Or is it just like, how do you think an NFL team is going to view that info coming out?
It's kind of, look, if I didn't know the people involved and I just like saw this come out, it'd be like, oh, the agent's like trying to get a little spin going here, like trying to clean up some stock. But like, I don't think that's the case. Like, I know the people involved. My question about it is there's just like a little cyst, and this is a guy that was maybe going to be like a top pick in the draft. And if we're supposed to think the cyst is the problem, like why not just get it removed during the 6 months you have off right now? Like, I don't, it's just kind of weird to me. Like, I don't think it really changes anything. I don't think anyone's going to be like, man, like we're going to draft him higher than we were gonna now. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of a weird little story to me. Like, if that's a thing and that's your craft, like why not just get it taken care of? Like, and obviously I don't have enough information, so I'm kind of talking out of my ass right now, possibly. So, apologies to
no, you're good.
If I am, but yeah, I mean, from a distance, it's just one of those things where if you don't know the people involved, you'd be like, all right, like whatever. It just kind of is what it is.
It's weird kind of conundrum right now because it's to me at least, because usually when an injury comes out, it hurts a draft stock. But like in this specific case, does it help because it gives you kind of like an excuse of the last season as kind of like, so I don't know if it helps or hurts or whatever it does, and it probably does nothing because. And I know you're not in tune to like what exactly was, but it's something that can be removed if it flares up. But so it shouldn't be. It's not like a serious deal. It's just one of those things that just they didn't know it was there until recently because they found it at the combine.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. Like, like you're going to list your house for sale and you want to get maximum dollar, maximum value. Like, you just kind of fix the thing that like people are pointing at and be like, this is broke. Like it's just kind of like if this is your craft in your career and it's not a huge deal and you can get it removed and be good in a couple of weeks, like why not just do it? I'll say this though, like I think a lot of circumstances for Nuss went sideways that were beyond his control, and I would not be surprised at all if he gets into the league and he surprises people. And like I wouldn't be surprised if the maybe a better version of this, but the Rattlers storyline arc where like I fully expect at some point to be looking at him and being like, I wonder if he can actually succeed in the NFL. Like, you know, he's kind of showing people here. I think he's going to be that kind of guy. I think you saw the processing and all that stuff. And if there were these other circumstances, obviously that program was a mess last year. You know, the coaches got cleaned out for a reason. All that stuff, man. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at all. And I think he has good makeup. You know, obviously the pedigree's elite. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he ends up having a decent career.
Catching up with our guy, Nick Underhill, New Orleans Football here on OTB. All right, Nicholas, let's hear your final prediction on who the Saints take at 8-42.
Oh, you want 42 too?
Oh, I want 42. I mean, look,
42.
I'm seeing people out here giving 7-round mock drafts, which God bless you. But at least got to get 2 from Nick Underhill.
I do 7 every week, man. It's just it's tough to, like, you know, when you're working with like the simulator or whatever, there's no accountability for what you're saying. It's like, oh well, these are the guys that are left. So 8, I'm going Tyson. 42 is tough. Like I would maybe consider Jadarian Price, but I think he's going to end up sneaking into the back of the first round. I think that ends up being a guy that goes a little bit higher than people expect. I like R. Mason Thomas. Like that could be a guy there at 42. The UCF pass rusher,
Malachi.
he was someone I was looking at. Yeah, Malachi. Like I'm starting to hear a little bit of first round buzz for him. So I'm trying to be honest here and not cheat. Go off the stuff that like I'm actually hearing. I think I'll go. I think Cassius Howell's probably gone too. I'll go R. Mason Thomas there. I think that's where I'm going to lock in with it.
Okay.
If it's Downs at 8, then I'm going receiver at 42. But I think one of those first 2 picks has to be a wide receiver. And I think all things being equal, Monday at 9:11, 9:12 a.m., whatever it is right now, like I'm going to guess the big pick at 8, and then a lot of defense after that. Mm-hmm. It's Tuesday? Yeah, it's Tuesday. That's right.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick, we've only been doing this for 6 years. Every day, the same day. Yeah.
Nick, 8-42 is a little bit boring to me. Who the Saints taking in the last pick of that
draft? There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So look, like whoever the best returner is, like they got to get Phil Galliano some guys here, man. The way they did special teams last year was crazy. You get rid of the All-Pro returner, you change your scheme and get rid of all the special teams linebackers. You cut the gunner like right before the first week of the season. You take the other gunner and put him at starting safety, so there's no gunners there. And then like we're sitting there the whole year. Man, what's going on with special teams? And it's like, well, they took all the players. So that last pick in the draft, I say just give it to Phil and like let Phil take whoever he wants and let him get a guy.
Xavier Thomas out of LSU. How about that?
There you go.
Tyron Montgomery.
Oh yeah, I forgot about your guy from. Where's he from? John Carroll.
John Carroll University. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Tyron Montgomery. We want him.
Respect Tyron Montgomery.
Respect that man.
That feels like that was 2 years ago that we were talking about that guy.
No.
My goodness. All right, Nick Underhill, New Orleans Football. Go check out the site. Nick, enjoy the week. I know you're going to have a ton to write about coming up on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So Godspeed with all the work you've got coming your way, and we appreciate you, sir. And yeah, we've been doing this every Tuesday for 6 years.
Yeah, talk to you Monday.
Well done.
Very well done.
Those were 2 really good sign-offs in a row from Nick. Last week, he just hung up.
Yeah, that's right.
And it was like, bloop, bloop.
Tyron Montgomery, the 285th overall ranked player, 41st position ranking there for receivers. One spot behind.
Severely underrated.
One spot behind Aaron Anderson.
And they're really disrespecting him because they didn't even invite him to the combine.
Yeah.
Which is wild. That guy played in, 4 All-Star games and kept getting, like, dominated and getting invited. And then at the Senior Bowl, dominates.
He was the talk of the town aside from Garrett Nussmeier.
We were the first people to ever like request an interview from him too.
I asked the little interns and they were like, well, nobody else has asked. So
I know. I was like almost crying like because he was like, hey, can you send me the video? Like I want to show. He's like, I want to send it to my mom.
I know.
And I was like, man, this is.
We had no idea he started his career as an LSU basketball player.
I know it. Crazy. So Tyron Montgomery, someone to watch out for, people. Dominated.
He'll have an opportunity. He'll get in the camp, be it drafted or be it undrafted free agent. He's going to get a call. He's going to be in a camp. He's going to have a shot, which is all you can ask for.
Let's go.
I'm praying for him.
Saints, though, if you need a returner, just take either Thomas, Brown, or Anderson from LSU with that last pick, and they can play receiver a little bit and be your return guy. Draft LSU guys. It's okay. It's not illegal. We checked. All right, more OTB when we come back here live from the Raising Cane studio. But before we get there, I want to remind you about RejuveMe.com. Go check them out. 13 locations throughout the state of Louisiana. They've got one in Mississippi.
Yeah, they do.
As well. So go get those labs drawn. Go get those labs checked out. Then once you have that process, Matthew, then they check it out, and they get you on a plan to feeling like your youthful self again.
That's right. Hormone replacement therapy, HRT, some of the kids are talking about. If you are a little bit low energy, maybe it's a testosterone imbalance in you, man. Like there is a level that you should be around your age. And it's, if you go to Rejuve Me Medical, they can help you get to that point. It's not about being like, high test, bro. It's not about that. It's just about being normal. And it's about being in those normal levels. So go check it out. Get that blood work drawn. Just have the conversation. A conversation doesn't hurt anybody. Doesn't cost you a thing. Just go check them out, RejuveMeMedical.com.
I think Alondra, now that the Giants have 2 first-round picks, gets to, like, maybe readjust kind of
Do I get to redeem myself?
the process of the Giants pick. Because
No, you got to respect the
now
process.
they've got 2, so they might take a defensive tackle at 10 and not 5, you know?
So true.
If it's Caden McDonald at 10,
You still win.
I'm going to, like,
Oh, you would win, no doubt.
guys,
You would win, no doubt.
I'm going back in the comments and commenting back to everybody.
That's right. I couldn't
My
foresee
favorite one.
the trade.
My favorite one is, Alondra, what are you smoking? And you said gas. Well done. Well, look, the rest of it was incredibly solid. And I told you this. Tay-Tay's pick of Ty Simpson, I think, was much worse than your pick of Caden McDonald. The Browns are not taking Ty Simpson.
Watch him
Someone
pick
said the Browns picking Ty Simpson, huh?
Yeah. Like, no way.
The comments are genuinely
With
cracking me
Shadur
up.
Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, and
In
Watson.
fairness to Tay-Tay, don't want to speak ill of the people not here. I did hear someone in the national media talking,
Say
like
that?
laying out a case for the Browns taking Ty Simpson.
no way.
They did.
I have
They
not
did.
seen that. All right.
Granted, it was an early show.
That graphic will go re-viral if Caden McDonald gets drafted.
No doubt.
Oh,
What
if-
did she know?
If he got drafted 5 overall,
My God.
you don't even need to come to work for a week. You deserve it.
It's not happening, but
It's not.
No, you need to come to work so you can get your flowers.
That's
true.
too.
I'm getting
That's
the chain.
Yeah,
Oh,
all week.
all year, the rest of the year. All right, we will step away. When we come back, we'll give you maybe our final kind of thoughts, since I won't be here tomorrow, on who we think the New Orleans Saints are going to select at 8 and 42. I know Nick just said a receiver, not our favorite path for the Saints, so we'll break it all down when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to FABT.com, First American Bank and Trust. Very cool to hear they're one of the big sponsors of Dreams Come True. So shout out, and no surprise, because they're always doing things in the local community. That's what sets them apart. That's why they've been in business for over 100 years. National banks have all the bells and whistles. That's cool, but so does First American Bank and Trust. National banks don't have the customer service. They don't do local community things like First American Bank and Trust, and that's what sets them apart from those national banks. Decisions made right here in Louisiana, not calling out to the West Coast, not calling out to the East Coast, right here in their branches. So go to the website today. Start your account at FABT.com.
Like everything a big national bank has, but right here locally, someone you could shake their hand, look them in the eye. So whether it's credit cards, debit cards, whether you need a loan, whether it's commercially, residentially, mortgage, or you can just open up a new bank account right there online as well. First American Bank and Trust. Look someone in the eye, park your money with somebody local. FABT.com.
Off the bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn. Presented by Community Steel.
This is definitely my favorite 80s song.
It's a good one. I don't even want to try to think
Not
of
like
my favorite
not
song.
best and favorite, two different things. I get that, but man, I love this song.
It just hits you with the vibes.
It does. It's like so 80s. Like I can see him in the music video right now. Yeah.
I think the beginning part of Jesse's Girl is one of my favorite parts.
Oh,
The beginning part.
yeah.
Like the whole song's good, but like
I'm
the
with you on
slow
that.
part, the lead up to it. Jesse's got his hand.
I think one of my favorite beginnings is Your Love.
That's
by
a
the
good one
Outfield.
too.
A scene
Going on
from
vacation far away, you know.
that scene from Hot Tub Time Machine, where the actor he goes back and he's playing the karaoke night or like his band's playing or whatever.
Yeah.
He sings Jesse's Girl. It's a good
Yeah.
scene.
Great movie.
Oh, incredible movie.
Alondra, favorite 80s song.
Ugh, I don't know.
That's
Yep.
so hard.
Yep.
I mean, it
Yep.
covers a lot of genres.
So many genres.
So many genres.
Maybe How Soon Is Now by the Smiths.
Okay.
I love that song.
Okay.
Or Head Over Heels, Tears for Fears. I think Policy of Truth was the 90s, so I don't think that counts.
Just because she's probably sweating. Cassie, favorite 80s song.
I don't know if I have a favorite, but I listen to a lot of Journey.
Good answer.
Okay.
Good answer.
Good answer. Good answer.
That's a great answer.
Really
Good
good
answer.
You're going to be invited back to the mic because of that good answer.
Yep. That is the one band that should have had a Super Bowl halftime that didn't have one for me.
Ooh, that would have
They
been a
got
good one.
a hell of a catalog. I mean, with Steve Perry, obviously. Like, as
Saw Journey at Endymion Extravaganza, Endymion Ball, a long time ago.
yeah, I think that's the one that T-Bob and Caitlin and T-Bob was grinding, and
Okay.
the security guard asked Caitlin if she was okay.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
And I believe she just said, let him finish. It's the same one.
It's fine. I know this.
How do you grind a Journey?
I don't. It's T-Bob. That's all right.
Grind anything, I guess.
I guess so.
Yeah, I think
You
there
can
is there.
milk anything with nipples, Greg.
Yep. Do they still travel around? I remember they found
They
their
were
lead
just-
singer
They were just in
in-
New Orleans.
from the Philippines, like on like a video that surfaced through YouTube a long time ago. Like it was him singing in an empty, like karaoke in an empty bar in the Philippines. I think his name was Arnel Pineda.
That's really funny.
Not
Or
good with
no,
names, but
they
I remember
were-
that one somehow.
They were either,
Right, man.
yeah, they were in New Orleans, and they're going to be in Lafayette in June.
Is
Okay.
is Arnel Pineda still the lead singer for them?
No idea. Let's
Well, we have these little contraptions
I know.
here. I'm going to look it up.
same.
All right. While you're looking that up, I did tease that we were going to give
It
our
is.
final picks. Good.
Arnel
well done.
Pineda? No big deal.
Well done.
Okay, what's our final
bless
picks
you.
for what? Bless you.
For the New Orleans Saints.
Oh.
God bless you again, Cassie. We're going to go around the room.
No.
Yep. Yep. I wasn't going to,
What are we
but then
doing?
Kate
No.
McDonald made me want to do it. We're going to go around the room.
Okay.
We're
God.
each going to say who we want and who we think we're going to get for the Saints at 8.
Okay.
Then we're going to come back and we're going to say the Saints pick at 42.
Okay.
So while I'm giving y'all some time to think about it, I don't want to put you too much on the spot because 42
Wow,
is a
that's
little
when
bit
I make my
different.
first picks or my best picks
Some are saying.
on the spot.
Wait, sure. Some are saying.
Right.
I'm going to tell the people about Oshner. Cassie, you don't even have to worry about you just think. You think about 8 and 42 right now. Because if you're not sure where to go when something feels off, Oshner makes it easy with their 24/7 symptom checker. Just answer a few questions and get directed to the right care for your needs at oshner.org/findcare. For ongoing health needs like checkups, headaches, or managing things like blood pressure, primary care is your go-to. And yes, virtual visits are available. If you need quick treatment for things like colds, sprains, or minor injuries, Urgent Care has you covered with walk-ins and extended hours. But for anything that is serious, you obviously, chest pain, trouble breathing, any major injury, head straight to the ER or call 911. It is all about the right care, the right place with Oshner. Learn more at oshner.org. All right, that was your time. So now, Matthew, we'll start with you. Now you can have the same person. I want that. You can have the same person. If Matt takes one, you can take, and Cassie, you can choose. So it's not like you don't get to say the same person. But this is our final prediction on who the Saints are going to select in the first and second round. Matthew Clayton Flynn.
Okay. I'm looking at our.
That is his oh God noise that he makes.
I'm kind of in between here. I think they'll go edge. I think I'm in between Arvell Reese and Ruben Bain on who I think it's gonna be. I'm gonna go Ruben Bain. That's kind of who I think it's going. I think old T-Rex Arms is gonna fall a little bit. We're gonna scoop him up.
Ruben Bain.
Okay. That's who you're going?
Yeah, No. Okay.
That's who I'm going with. Ruben Bain.
Ruben Bain. Okay, so just going off of what I've been seeing on the interwebs and what Nick just said, I feel like sometimes Nick has the inside scoop a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go with Jordan Tyson at 8.
Okay.
Going with that receiver pick.
Yep. Do I want them to do that? I'm not going to be super upset, but I'm going to go with that one.
Yeah, I'm not going to be like if it is Tyson, I'm not going to be super upset because of the receivers, he's my favorite in this draft class. I just don't think that there's a receiver that needs to be selected 8th overall. But if it is because they're like, we're not going to try to trade back and miss out, and Mickey doesn't trade back, then yeah, Jordan Tyson is
there's a
definitely
risk
the
there.
one that there's a risk. There's a high reward.
Yep.
But there is a risk. But he's the only one that I'm really willing to take the risk on because I think the ceiling's higher. So if it is a receiver, that's the one that I'd want it to be.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we wouldn't hate that either because you're building around Tyler Shuck.
Yeah.
You're giving him another weapon. It's just there's a risk in any pick you take. You don't know how anybody's going to pan out, but there's an extra risk involved with the injury history that he has. But I think Saints fans will be excited at that pick.
I'm not going to be upset.
Yeah, no. I think Saints fans, it'd be, and rightfully so, be excited about it. But I don't know. It's receiver at this pick or 42. You gotta decide. All right, Cassie.
I want to keep the LSU guy here. I want Mansour Delane.
Oh, wow. Good pick.
Okay.
Good answer.
Great pick.
Good answer.
That's who I want.
Yeah, that's who I want.
Yeah.
All right.
What do you think, though? I know you want. This is a big deal. This is for a Foxhole championship.
Yeah. I want it to be Mansour Delane, but I also want to be right.
Sure.
Let me go back and see who I had. And all the
Hey, Alondra, Mr. NFL guy over here.
I know.
Doesn't even have a
Like,
pick.
he's
Good Lord.
NFL radio going
What are
to
we
the
doing?
draft
Wow.
today.
This guy's
It's all dead air here, bud.
Not dead air.
Come on, you're the one that challenged us.
Ruben Bain.
Wow. Copying me.
Ruben Bain is going to be the selection. If Caleb Downs falls, it will be Caleb Downs. I don't think he will. I don't think that Dan Quinn will allow that. If he's there, Dan Quinn, I think, is going to select him. The wild card is if Sonny Styles is still available. If Sonny Styles is available, they should rip their hamstring off the bone running their card to the commissioner. But I think it's going to be Ruben Bain, and I like it. I know he's got short arms, shorter than me. We talked about it. Okay, but he's going to be on the edge, like a true edge.
Yep.
They're in an odd front. I like that better than if he was like hand in the ground, 4-3 D end. That gives you, like, James Harrison didn't have the longest arms, and he still, when you're in that position, there's things that you can do to be able to strike first. So I think Ruben Bain is going to really
Cobra
thrive.
Kai?
Yeah, just like it.
Nice.
So I think he's going to be the pick there.
I just think you can get a couple good edge rushers
I'm
in
with
the
you.
third round, like Crawford out of Auburn.
Yeah, look, I think
Or
I'm right there with you. I do
Nadane
too.
Tucker.
Oh, out of Western Michigan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't he lead in sacks or something?
He was
like
tied
that?
with David Bailey for the sack lead.
Yeah.
Look at you. That's a deep cut.
I'm redeeming myself.
Yeah, you are.
I do think that
You could, to your point, you could, but it feels like edge is where it's starting to trend
Yeah.
for the Saints.
I don't think Sonny Styles is going to get there for the sheer fact that I think the Cowboys are going to make a move. I don't know where they make a move.
They need Sonny Styles more than the Saints do.
I don't know if they're going to have a trade partner in the Giants and the Commanders, just because interdivision, I don't know how all that works, if they are going to want to trade or they're going to want to trade with the Cowboys. I don't know.
Yeah.
But look for the Browns in that spot. If Sonny Styles gets past 5, look for that at 6.
Yep.
But I just got to think that the Giants making that move, now that they have 10-5, that they are looking to deal.
Yeah.
I mean, Nick thought, they're going to stick and pick, but
Yeah.
I got to think that they're going to try to deal. And the Cowboys are going to,
The Cowboys
Jerry's
are
old.
trying to get to 6.
Jerry's old. He doesn't want to wait till the draft next year when it's a little bit deeper.
And the
might
Browns
not
have
make
2
it.
first-round picks, so they'd be willing probably if
Not
the
so the
player
Giants.
I think the Browns are going to take a tackle with their first pick.
Yeah.
They can get the best tackle in this draft later. It doesn't have to be at 6.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's who Dallas has to target.
Yeah.
Because the Commanders and the Saints and the Chiefs all have the same needs. And you got to get ahead of all those teams.
Yep. Cowboys are making a move.
I think so too.
They're going to get Sonny's not going to be there at 8.
I don't think so.
You think they're going to make a move for Sonny Styles?
Yeah.
They need him bad.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah. They're middle linebackers. Nope. Not it. And
Poo-poo.
And Stephen Jones, we counted in the interview we did with him at the Combine. He said defense 17 times.
Really?
That was a 20-minute.
Yeah.
We kept him for a
That's
while.
less
He
than
said it
one
for
a
like
minute.
a minute.
But it was 17 times he said defense.
It's crazy.
So,
In 20 minutes, that's a lot of times to
yes.
say it.
He just kept going back to it. All right, let's get to pick
Steven?
number 42.
Right now?
You want to break and come
we
back?
got 6
You want to break and
minutes.
come back?
Nope. We got 6 minutes, bud. See how radio works is we go
Okay.
We're in
up
the
until.
second segment.
Are we really?
No, we're not.
Yeah, we are.
We are.
Okay.
See, as
So
long as
we
you're
should
teaching
break.
me how radio works, because we got to break.
Okay.
You know what it got me is the no live.
Yeah. There's no live here.
Matt's a real radio pro. 42 when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench. Off the bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn, presented by Community Steel.
All right, welcome back in. OTB. Always want to remind you about our friends over at Rouse's. Rouse's.com is the website. We give you the website because we want you to find the location that is nearest you. You type in your address, boom, bam, there you go. That's the one that is convenient for you. Always a convenient location for you. Also, we give you that because we want you to find the weekly specials at your store. They are set up for your convenience. That's why you walk in. There's a lunch bar, there's a breakfast bar, sushi bar, rotisserie chickens, pre-made meals, bagged crawfish, all ready to go at your local Rouse's. And they always have local products, including if hydration is something you're into, they've got My High as well. So go to rouses.com, rouses.com. All right, pick number 42 for the New Orleans Saints. Matthew, Clayton Flynn, you
Pick
start
number
us off.
42. Can I trade it?
Nope.
I was going to trade up and get Denzel Boston. But Jake just said I can't because he's the no fun police. So we are going to go with, they're going to take Malachi Fields out of Notre Dame.
All right.
All right.
Big receiver, 6'4".
I thought about that. I like it. Makes a lot of sense.
Love it.
Yeah, we're no shenanigans right now. We are.
No shenanigans.
shenanigans.
Just straight picks.
Straight
and
picks,
so
straight
I'll
picks.
give you mine.
All right.
At 42, since I went receiver Jordan Tyson at 8, I think this is where we get the cornerback. And I'm going to go Keontae Scott
All
out
right.
of Miami.
That's a really good pick, actually. He is like a nickel, like lives in the slot. That's what he did at Miami, and he could play from day one there for the Saints. Nice
Shocked
pick.
you didn't call him a star.
He's not a nickel.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Not in every defense.
It's-
Cassie.
I'm gonna go Chris Bell.
Ooh.
Okay.
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 That,
Let's
man,
go Chris
people
Bell.
love. People
They do love
that
Chris
pick.
Bell.
A good pick. Good
Saints
pick.
fans, for whatever reason, have
Louisville.
fell in love with Chris Bell. And I know he played at Louisville. I get all that, but man, it very well could happen. That might actually be the one.
Because he does so well with Juwan Johnson that they're like, okay, the Louisville connection.
Maybe because he played with Juwan at Oregon, and it makes
Yeah.
sense. I'm going Chris Brazel II out of Tennessee.
I like that too.
Receiver, 6'4", 200 pounds, had 62 catches, over 1,000 yards last year, 9 touchdowns. I know Tennessee receivers in the NFL haven't fared well, and a lot of people are saying the system at Tennessee is what makes them shine. I get that, but Saints are looking for 6'4". He's one of the few guys that has that size. Malachi Fields was another guy that I thought of because of that. Mm-hmm. You also put a player, Jacoby Lane, in the first round last week that you might can get in the third round. So he's another option maybe later on in the draft. So that's a guy, because of the size, that I think the Saints are going to be looking at. All right. So you went Malachi Fields. I went Chris Brazzell, Chris Bell, and you went Keontae Scott. I like all those picks. Make a lot of sense for the New Orleans Saints. And if they get a combination of any of those players that we just talked about, I think it's going to be a good Thursday, Friday for the New Orleans Saints. All right.
For sure.
We got to take a break. We've got our last segment. And unfortunate news for LSU baseball. Yes, more bad news for LSU baseball when we come back here to close out the show.
Off the bench.
Like really bad. All right. If your AC goes out, it is an emergency. You need to go to emsair.net for Emerson Heating and Air. You do not want to be the person that's out of their air condition when the South Louisiana heat comes. So before, you spend thousands on like a full system replacement. If somebody's telling you that it's going to go out, it's not going to be okay, just get a second opinion. Because if another AC company tells you that you need a new unit, Emerson Heating and Air actually will come out and give you a free second opinion when you mention you heard it right here on OTB. That's right, free for OTB listeners. Make sure your system is working the way it's supposed to. And Matthew, they do have the old OTB special that is back and in play over at emsair.net.
Yeah, they get the little spring service. Get ready for the summer with it's a little OTB special. $89 for that spring service. It's normally $130, so go check them out, emsair.net.
Off the bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn, presented by Community Steel.
Well, this is typically when we have a lot of fun and do Ask the Bench, brought to you by Dos Equis. And we go,
Now it's bad news.
And we talk about how awesome it is, because it is.
Mm-hmm. This news is the opposite of Dos Equis, kind of.
Yeah.
It's not awesome and fun.
LSU outfielder Jake Brown got a broken hand, going to be out for the rest of the year. Cool.
The old Hammett bone.
That thing is undefeated in baseball.
I've never heard of it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
At baseball, you typically you get hit in the hand.
I know there's
That's
a lot of
always
bones in
the
there.
fear. Yeah.
I don't know if everyone's got a name.
And look, I know Jake hadn't been great in conference play, but still, this team right now, he is still a power bat and one that teams have to be careful when pitching to him. And just more bad news for LSU baseball. So Cooper Moore earlier, Jake Brown now, within a 36-hour window, both done for the year. Cool.
A lot of baseball left.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you always hate to see it.
Yeah, that stinks.
It just sucks.
Yep. Was having a really good season. Of course, SEC play has not been playing up to his level for the rest of the out of SEC play, but still an anchor on the lineup.
Again, just like a series of unfortunate events this entire season.
God. Is this my fault?
It might be.
First year being a full stitch head.
Mm-hmm.
It's on me, guys.
Well wishes to Jake.
Yeah, we'll get to at least one question here because I don't want to end the show. Bad news.
All sad.
And again, that just came across right before the last segment. So obviously, the HPS will have you covered with all the Jake Brown news. That's the Hump Palmer show for you casuals.
Hump Palmer wrote it on Louisiana Sports.
Casuals.
Yeah. Gulf South said, #AskTheBench. I'm going to the draft party of an LSU player that's expected to go pretty high, but I'll probably be the only white guy there. What should I wear?
It's got to be you.
Yeah, I mean, why would
Gotta
you wear
be-
anything
You know what? I
different?
always
Change
love
anything
wearing
up.
stuff like anything like it's casual, but it's like, there's going to be cameras there. I love like a good Nike tracksuit,
Maybe get a shirt.
like an all black Nike tracksuit.
Yeah.
It always plays.
You have a tracksuit?
Yeah.
Nice. I don't know. I'd get a picture of that player's face on a shirt.
Yeah.
Huge.
Or like the collage shirts that everybody, it's probably too late for
Yeah.
that. Unless you have one
Or-
by chance.
Yeah.
We love you.
Or
We
is
thank
that-
you. Go for Dose.
Go USA.
Off the bench.
Terrible news for LSU baseball. Anyways, it's not terrible news when you're talking about Bayou Automotive. BayouAutomotive.com is the website for Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. So many different options for you. We talk about them all the time. They've got SUVs, they've got trucks, they've got sedans, they got everything over there. And it's in Laplace, but you can buy it in Baton Rouge. They'll drive it to you. Like, they make it easy. Once you buy a car from there, whenever it's like the routine maintenance, they'll actually pick your car up, give you a loaner car, take your car, get it all ready to go, bring it back to you. Good luck finding that anywhere else. Also, good luck finding anybody that does the Black Widow package, as well as Bayou Automotive, BayouAutomotive.com.
Still can't believe you got a tracksuit. Good for you.
I actually have
BayouAutomotive.com.
a khaki and a black.
Nice. Okay, cool. Ford, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, everything. You can do it from the comfort of your home. You can go to their website right there, BayouAutomotive.com. You can search all their vehicles, any year, any make, any model. All. Check it out, BayouAutomotive.com.